Hi, this is Kelly with All Terrain Nation, and we are at the 2024 Chicago Auto Show, and behind me is a 2024 Ford Expedition King Ranch Edition. Yes, the King Ranch Edition. The thing that caught me, I'll be honest, I was just gonna walk away on this one. I wasn't even gonna stop until I saw the pearl color on it. And when you see this pearl color in person, you're gonna be like, I have to have it too. As Dave and I were kind of chatting about it a little earlier, this is a big upgrade. I don't know the exact numbers, but I'm going to tell you this color probably is $1,000 upgrade on it, if not more, because we've seen that on the Ford lineup. So we're going to go ahead and get started, walk around it. So y'all know, if you're not new to the channel, I'm not a huge fan of all the chrome on it, but I get it. The market kind of wants that flashy piece to go along with their beautiful pearl white finish, but I would like to see this blacked out. Any vehicle I have, I want to black it out because I want it to look mean. Your front end is wide open for that air cooling of that turbo in the engines. As you can see, there's some pretty substantial King Ranch branding on this one. And as we go around, you'll see the little pieces of it. But let's be honest, you're paying a King Ranch price for it too. This one is actually seen as $78,000, $465. So you're paying for the King Ranch name, but once you see inside, you're gonna see what you're really paying for in that experience. I do appreciate that the cap on the mirror is actually like a bronzy color, so it actually kind of stands out, gives you a little bit of change amongst all that chrome and that beautiful pearl white finish. As you go down, you do have the white handles with a little bit of chrome. Again, I do this in black, but that's just me. And do have some of your piano finish on a couple of the pieces on the vehicle itself. I think for this vehicle, you can get away with it. I don't think it's a problem. We've talked about this in other vehicles that it might be a problem, but this is gonna be your everyday mom taking the kids, dad taking the kids, whoever's taking the kids and taking the whole family with them. Okay, so on this one, we have some 285, 45, 22s. Yes, those are 22s on this beast, but guess what? It's a bigger vehicle, so it's gonna need that extra tire under there. I'm not really sure how I feel about the chrome wheels. I'd like to see them blacked out, but again, that's my personal preference. I do appreciate the King Ranch branding on there. Again, you're paying for it, as you can see in the pricing. As we're rolling to the back end, there's a couple of things that are actually carried all the way through, and you've got your C rear lights, just like you had your C front lights on this one. You see your bronze carrying over from those mirrors in the front as well. And of course, there's some more King Ranch badging, which we talked about. It's badged up on this one. So let's talk about the luggage area. Now, you do have third row seating in this, so you've got to take that into consideration, where we can go ahead and lay the seats down. We're gonna get a whole bunch more luggage capacity in there, but right now, the way that it sits, it's a little snug back here compared to some other vehicles we've seen of this size in different brands. It's actually pretty small in comparison. I'd like to see them go down a little bit like we've seen in other vehicles. I'd like to see maybe a step in here. I don't know. There's a lot I'd like to see in this one to really kind of live up to those expectations. So third row. So you do have your power seats down, so that's appreciated. And then you do have one button that'll go ahead and move them down and up. So like a lot of third row vehicles on the market, you do have the ability to lay down all of them with that captain's chair in the middle and your bench seat in the back. So you do have the capability to kind of turn this into a truck if you wanted to, but obviously, you know, we're gonna be pretty picky on what we haul in the back of a King Ranch vehicle. You do have the capability to go ahead and do it. What I do like is that from here, we can go ahead and actually just push one button and it pulls up the whole third row. You don't have to do that awkward, push this button to pull this seat up, push this button to pull the other one up. So appreciate that, but I would, overall, from the back, I would really appreciate if we had just a little bit more lower cargo space in this one, because we know the less space there is here, the more footroom there is up front. So it's appreciated, but let's use this just a little bit more efficiently. So as we get in, it's a little bit of a climb, but I'd much rather have a little bit of a climb than getting down into a vehicle. So that's why I really like SUVs in general. Continuing on, that King Ranch logo, throughout the vehicle, as we've talked about many, many other times, as you can see. Let's talk about the elephant in the room, right? So we're talking this massive screen in the middle. It seems like as time goes on, we've got bigger and bigger computers in our vehicles these days. But guess what? It's well needed for all the technology that we try to use throughout our day, right? So you know it's going to be touchscreen. We've got this big, massive button in the middle, and I appreciate that there's at least one button. Because let's be honest, when you're driving down the road, the last thing I need to be doing is figuring out where I'm doing, turning the radio up, things like that. So you do have some wireless charging down here. This vehicle is not on for me to really test to see if it's actually going to charge, because we'll say some of these chargers just don't live up to the expectations. So this is a feature a lot of times I could give or take. It's not going to add value to my everyday. Do have it there. You've got your USBs so that you do have that ability as well. You can close it away so you don't have to see it if you don't want to. We do have our turn knob. So this is actually where it's going to throw you in park, reverse. Having tested vehicles with this on there, it's a little bit awkward to get adjusted to that, but I think in your everyday you would kind of get used to it. So you do have your turn dial, your options there for your 4-wheel drive. So in this one, you have a ton of cargo space. Let's be honest, we're gonna fill that up. But what I do like about this too is that I could easily put my purse in here. It could fit a laptop too. So then you have the ability to lock it up. We know these locks on these aren't always the best, but guess what? It's gonna be out of sight, out of mind, and it's one more line of defense for you. So mommy's beautiful beast wouldn't be complete for me, for this girl, without a beautiful, wide open moonroof. And this one goes all the way back to the second row. Sorry, third row, you can't have one, but second row you can. So that being said, that's a lot in some of these vehicles too, because sometimes it's just for the driver and the passenger seat driver, and this one takes it back all the way. So as we wrap this one up, this one, I personally think it's a home run. It's got your class, you've got your great, comfortable experience with it. Mom, dad, whoever's gonna be driving this vehicle has room for 7. That's right, 7 comfortably in here. Where's the pricing for it on you? So I'm curious to know. Let us know in the comments below. Is $78,000 too expensive for you for all of what you're getting into this one, or is it just right for you? So whether it be 2-wheel drive, 4-wheel drive, or this Ford Expedition that I would love to drive, this has been your All Terrain Nation. I'm your host, Kelly Boyd, and I'm out. See ya.